Good morning, everyone. It is November 9th, I believe, which means that I just finished day 8 of National Novel Writing Month, the quest to write 50,000 words of a novel during the month of November. But before I talk about how I did yesterday and the day before and how my progress has been so far, you know what we have to do. It's time to roll that intro.
I have a wonderful electronic invention I want you to see.
Welcome back to my National Novel Writing Month vlogs here on my channel. Yesterday I managed to have a total of 22,118 words, which is still my biggest lead ever going into NaNoWriMo. So I'm a few days ahead of my best year. I'm a few days ahead of my best year, and I'm hoping to keep that momentum. There are some days writing where I don't quite exceed the par word count for the day, but I've hit par every day. So since I had such a big lead from day 1, as long as I hit par every day, I know that I can finish. And then there's some days like yesterday where I wrote almost 4,000 words, and that helped improve my lead a little. And I'm hoping that today can be another one of those days where I just push out 3,000 to 4,000 words and extend my lead, because I am sure that as the month goes on, there are going to be days where I'm not going to be able to write as much, or write at all. That happens every NaNoWriMo, where I just kind of get stuck for a while and don't add any words. So I want to make sure that I have a comfortable lead to where if that happens, it's okay, and I still reach 50,000. Of course, my main goal this year is not to reach 50,000, although it would be nice to reach 50,000 for the first time since 2015. It's really just to finish this novel and get it as far as I can in November and keep working on it after November. Don't think I've shown you guys the calendar I made. I hadn't used it the first few days, but on Adobe InDesign I made a NaNoWriMo calendar where I just put my goal for the day, the actual word count, and then the par. And that helps motivate me. I just did it real quick in InDesign and printed it out. So that means it's also day 9 of No Shave November. This is my progress so far. It's starting to turn red, as always happens as it gets longer, apart from my blonde patch right here. So I've got total neck beard, which I'm going to cheat and shave very soon, maybe tomorrow, maybe tonight, I don't know. Because I can't really stand when this gets all itchy and full. It just looks gross, so I will probably shave all of this and just leave my face for No Shave November. So in all of these update videos I've been making, I haven't really discussed my novel very much. I know that I've mentioned the name a few times, and the genre, and just a few tidbits about it, but I really haven't talked about what my novel's about and what I'm really writing each day when I do these updates. So my novel is A Clash of Crimson. It is an epic fantasy, and hopefully the first book of a very long series. If everything goes according to plan, the idea is that there's multiple sub-series that take place across different generations and different characters, all within the same world. And that's just kind of been my dream for the series for many years. When I first came up with it, well, I mean, the first idea I came up with like 10 years ago. But the actual modern day idea of the series was really created about 6 years ago. And so for all that time, I'm still working on the first book. I know. It's taken me a long time, but I want it to be perfect, and not so much like the writing perfect. Of course, I'd love for it to be there. But I'm talking that for all these years, I've just been working on getting the story right, changing the plot, changing characters, and trying to figure that out. Which is why I've never finished this novel. I've never reached the end of it, because every year I just restart with new ideas and new characters, and every draft is so different from the last. It's like a completely different story, but I think I have the story down now. And I think from this point forward, once I finish it, it's just going to be editing making the language more concise and flow better, and just working on the goals and motivations and plot twist and foreshadowing and that kind of stuff. Because I think I have the story down now, and now I can really get into making the story better. So I've pulled up my novel on the NaNoWriMo site. I want to read my short synopsis, which is not a synopsis at all. It's really just a short premise statement. Young noblewoman Aurelia Sharp wants to escape her grandfather's watchful eyes and live a life of freedom and peace. But when her betrothal is broken and the kingdom enters civil war, Aurelia must align with wizards and vagabonds to stop the conflict and save herself from a prophet's war-driven lies. So that's the basic premise. It's a little more complex than that, but I think that gets the point across, what kind of story it's going to be. Most of the story is told from Aurelia's point of view, but she's not the only point of view character. There are a few other very interesting characters that will have point of view chapters, and I can't wait to start writing them. Some of the point of views are going to be from Anethan Merodith, who is the prince, but then basically the successor of one of the empires across the world that's in turmoil. And that's kind of an unlikely alliance that'll form between Aurelia and Neth. And then another point of view is the antagonist, Mulgrith. He is the high prophet of the Malazonic church in Zardoclia. And he's a very interesting character. Originally, before this current draft, there was never going to be an antagonist point of view. Besides some of the corrupted rulers in the world. I was never going to actually have someone from Zardoclia have a point of view. But then Mulgrith just kind of came out of nowhere. And he's really interesting. He's a really cool character. So that's the update that I have for today. I'm going to edit this real quick and then get back to writing because I really want to have a productive day. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to give it a like and subscribe to my channel if you aren't already. I'm Charaba. See you next time.